All right, we're back. The Happy Crusher, episode 2. Today we're going to talk about all the good stuff. Pain, suffering, sabotage. Woohoo! Right? This is why I get the big bucks. We're going to go over the reason why poker players are far more miserable than you need to be. I'm going to tell you how to get out of it. But, the truth is that, poker players are very much currently, serious poker players are very much currently very addicted to the concept of suffering unnecessarily. And it's no more apparent than if you just walk through any poker room in the world, right? The first time I took my wife into a poker room, we were just dating at the time, and I had been telling her for months and months. She knows nothing about poker, and I've been telling her, poker's the greatest thing. It's so exciting, right? Every hand is so exciting. It's interesting. It stimulates your mind and your curiosity, and anything can happen. And she goes in there and we walk through the Rio during the World Series of Poker, and there's like 500 tables and nobody's having a good time. And she just stops and she looks at me and she says, "I thought you said poker was fun." I can already tell she's starting to lose respect for me and starting to maybe think I was lying the whole time. But that's what it looks like to an outsider. You need to understand that. When you're immersed in this world for long enough, you start to think, no, this is just how it is. It's serious, it's hard, it's miserable, it's tough, it's painful. But it doesn't have to be, and it wasn't like that in the beginning. So we're going to talk about what causes the drop from you falling in love with the game and having so much fun and enjoying every minute of it to becoming this stone-faced robotic grinder who just does not enjoy anything. We're going to talk about the number one concept that has, in my opinion, led to this downfall, which is do not be results oriented, right? And so I understand the concept. Trust me, I get it. It's good, it's profitable to keep playing well when things are not going your way. Yes, I get it, but that concept, this line has taken a whole life of its own, right? Because here's what happens. I got an email. The other day I got an email because I had written this email to my newsletter where I was celebrating this guy who had bought one of my programs. He in a few months won 3 major tournaments, over 500K. Before that, he had never won anything, right? And so I'm celebrating. I'm talking about how he committed himself to being present and he won. And I get this email and he says, "Oh, so we're being results oriented now?" Right? He's shaming me. He's disgusted that I am celebrating somebody's accomplishment, that I'm celebrating one of my accomplishments, that I helped this guy get to this place. And this is the problem with poker culture today. Right? Don't be results oriented has now taken on this meaning to where if you win big, you didn't deserve it. So you don't get to feel good. So you rob yourself of the enjoyment of the happiness of getting the thing that you worked so damn hard for. When you're losing, you're getting crushed. Don't be results oriented now all of a sudden means, well, don't feel bad because you don't deserve to be losing this much. You're playing fine. You're playing well, right? You should feel better than you are. Well, that one you cannot manufacture. We cannot manufacture happiness just because we tell ourselves we should be happy. If we could, we would just do that all the time. But it does work the other way. We can take ourselves away from happiness and start to criticize ourselves and look for what's wrong and shame ourselves for feeling happy until we don't feel happy anymore. Right? So now it's no matter what happens, you don't get to feel good. And I promise you, if you went back and talked to the version of you that was there when you first started playing poker and you said, okay, right, you can win lots of money and you're going to do all this work, but you never get to feel happy. You never get to enjoy it. Do you think that version of you would have been yeah, let's go, let's do this? I don't think so, right? Because what made you fall in love with the game of poker was that it made you happy and that you played from this place of fun, joy, enjoying yourself. Right? Even if you were feeling pain, you were still able to have fun with it. Enjoy the experience. See, we don't just want to win. We want also the emotional experience that we think would come with winning. Satisfaction, fulfillment, purpose, happiness. Right? And so don't be results oriented robs you of that because you're saying you're not allowed to feel that because you got more than you deserved. Right? So this is a huge problem because everybody's talking about it. Everybody's doing it. It's like this badge of honor. Like, I'm never happy. Look how cool I am. I'm never happy. Does not matter. Does not matter how much win. I'm never happy. If I lose, I'm unhappy. If I win, I'm unhappy. I'm always unhappy, right? So it's gotten to this point where now the longer the average poker player stays in the game, the more unwilling they become to just be happy, enjoy the experience of playing poker, to have a good time, to have fun. Well, this is a problem in a lot of ways. First of all, is that, every research data shows that we always perform better. We become smarter, we test better, we understand things better, we pick things up faster when we're having a good time. That's why all the test scores after recess are always better, right? Every player I ever talk to, when I'm having a good time, I play better, I win more money. Well, why would that not be the focus of the game then? If you know that this makes you more money, is there any reason why this wouldn't be the most important thing, is to make sure you're having a good time? But you stick around poker long enough, you get socialized into the culture of you're just not allowed to be happy, all right? Unless you made a good play and you lost, but you can't manufacture that. So this is a problem. Now, to understand how bad this gets, right? Almost every poker player has set up this system to where, I'm not willing to enjoy myself, to feel good, to have fun until I win. Well, it's a problem because that's the state you need to be in order to play your best and win as much as possible. So you're already handicapping yourself with that, saying like, okay, I need to win first, then I'm going to let myself feel good. But even if you do that, right? Even if you do that, and you get to the place where somehow you win, you don't even let yourself feel happy. So you never actually get the experience that you deep down crave the most from the winning. That's why the winning feels empty. The winning feels hollow. The winning does not feel purposeful in any way whatsoever. You start to develop things like imposter syndrome. You say, I'm a fraud, I don't deserve it, because you've been trained over and over and over. Don't feel good. Right? And when you're unwilling to feel good and you're unwilling to enjoy yourself and have fun, you're always going to find ways to make sure that you don't. Right? Our minds are endlessly creative at filling in the blanks and finding the things that we're looking for to justify the position that we're taking. And so if your position is, this is a serious game. I'm not here to have fun. I'm just here to grind and put in my hours. I'm not willing to have a good time unless I win. Well, you're just always going to find ways to not have a good time, right? This is a universal principle across life. Like, everybody has a friend who is lonely and single and, can't find love, or, can never stay in a relationship. Well, those people, it does not matter who shows up in their lives. Even if the perfect person came up to them and said, hey, let's do this, they would find a way to screw it up. Right? And everybody has that friend who can't hold on to money no matter what, no matter how many plans or rules they make. No matter what, they're just not willing to hold on to money. And so they'll always find a way to get rid of it. This is the same with you and your ability to enjoy yourself. If you haven't made that decision that this is really important to me and I'm always down to have a good time and enjoy myself, well, then you don't get to. So, these are the people who, not only are they miserable, but they complain about it. They complain about it. It's like, oh yeah, poker's so hard. Oh, this game really gets to you. Oh, I never enjoy myself. Well, have you tried deciding that this is the most important part of it? No, because it's always conditional. I need to run good. I need to win more first. Right? So, anytime that if I ever wanted to get engagement on Twitter, if I ever want to write something that I know people are just gonna sink their teeth into and just get triggered by, this is all I ever have to do. All I ever have to do is go on Twitter and write a tweet that says, hey, what if poker isn't inherently hard and miserable and painful? What if you're the one that is contributing to that being your experience. That's all I ever have to do. And I will get like the most famous, the most successful, the richest, the most high status people just losing their shit, right? Saying stuff like, "You're an idiot. What are you talking about? Obviously you don't know what you're doing. You've never played." Well, I have played, but the thing is, they respond that way because they eventually get to the point where the suffering gives you meaning, right? Because if you don't know how to do anything else and you just believe that suffering is just part of the experience of poker, then your best move is to start to assign value to how much you suffer. And then it becomes a contest. Look who suffers the most. Look who has the most painful experiences. Look how much I'm hurting. And I'm still here, right? It becomes like this bragging contest. And now everybody's just looking more and more and more and to see like, oh, how can I get more suffering, more misery, more pain? And when you're doing that, now you start to sabotage any good possible opportunities that come along to feel good and have a good time. So the whole time you're doing this, you're not able to play your best. You're not able to win as much as possible. So you're not just costing yourself money, but you're burning yourself out and making sure that, you know, your career is not going to last as long as it could. So this is a big deal because people want to talk about why do new people not like to play poker? Well, maybe it's because when they walk into a poker room, there's 0 people smiling and having a good time. And as soon as they dare to like enjoy themselves, everybody's like, "Oh, shut up, stop it." Maybe that's why new people don't want to play so much poker, right? So you guys got to stop this for yourself, for the sake of your own performance, for the sake of your own bankroll, for the sake of your own sanity. Also, so that the game of poker can keep growing so that you can keep making money. You need more people to keep playing, right? And this addiction to suffering, this addiction to being miserable, this needs to stop. So it really is as simple as remembering and reminding yourself over and over that you're far more interested in having a good time than not. Right? Because when you do that, then the gears turn around. Everywhere that you've been sabotaging yourself and looking for the thing that's going to make sure you don't have a good time, you do the opposite. You start to find ways to have a good time, right? And that really is going to be like the greatest skill that you can own, is the ability to enjoy yourself, have a good time, even when everybody's not, right? Enjoy yourself, have a good time in situations where nobody else would, right? And I'm not saying that there's not going to be pain. There's always going to be pain. Trust me, I played enough poker. There is pain, but pain and suffering are 2 different things. Pain hurts. Suffering is when you can't let go of it in your head and you take it everywhere with you. You can't stop thinking about it. You can't just go and live your life, right? That's suffering, and that does not need to be a part of your experience. It's just become the belief because there's such a big hold on the culture, and it starts at the very top. The best players, the most successful people, they're telling you, don't be results oriented. And people take that and they run with it, and they find ways to not be happy. They find ways to not have fun. And all you got to do is decide you don't want to play that game. Is that really who you want to be? Is that really what you envisioned for yourself when you started playing poker and you started taking it seriously? It was like, yeah, I'm going to be miserable all the time? Probably not, right? And so you got to get out of this space where you believe that this is the only possibility for you. If you do, that's what you're going to keep creating for yourself. You always find a way to suffer. You always find a way to be miserable. But make this change now. And we don't have to talk about this anymore. We can talk about more fun stuff than sabotage and misery and suffering. I don't want to talk about this forever. Right? I want to talk about more fun stuff. Creativity, passion, inspiration. Reaching your full potential. But you can't do all that stuff if you're just here in this place of like, poker's hard. That's just what it is. You gotta get out of that. If you don't want to, then stop watching my channel, because this is all I'm gonna talk about until you change. So that's what I'm here for. We're going to keep at this because it's not about being a crusher. It's about being a happy crusher. So if you want that, remember, there's always the option to decide in any moment, I'm willing to feel good. I'm willing to have fun. I'm willing to experience ease. It doesn't have to be hard. I don't need to suffer to feel good about myself. I don't need to win the contest of who can be the most miserable. I don't need that. I want to win the contest of who can have the most fun, because that's when the best part of you is going to come out. So do that. Let me know how it goes. We'll see you next week.